Have you ever seen a girl and wanted to possess her? Not like a man would with his property fantasies. Possess her like a girl or a ghost of one. Shove your soul in her mouth and inhabit her skin, live her life. Then you've experienced girlhood, or at least one like mine. Less a gender or an age, and more an ethos or an ache. It's a risky era, stretchy and interminable. It doesn't always end. That ever-gnawing void can make you want a body to match, one that looks as hungry as your heart is. Sobbing and throbbing, a lot of the most beloved icons of girl culture are very, very sad and very, very skinny. They are beautiful, and their sorrow only adds to their sex appeal. Tears drip down cheeks onto supple pouts, but that suppleness never extends to the rest of their physical forms, which tend toward extremely slender. Bodies shrink to ever smaller sizes as sad girls lose their appetites, distracted by all that emoting. The sexy, skinny sad girls consume a lot of alcohol and drugs, but they don't eat often, and this is integral to the trope. Marissa Cooper, with her hidden vodka bottles and torrid affairs, chasing oblivion in the OC, is not so different from the young heroines of Jean Rhys novels, drinking their way through the bars and hotel rooms of European cities. All these girls distraught enough to delight us, drinking on empty stomachs. Those girls prefer Pernod to food. Marissa's generation-defining low-rise jeans and spaghetti straps hang off her bones. She's a dead girl walking from the jump, all jutting angles and a handle of liquor in her bag. Young adult novels are so often sketches of sad teenage girls subsisting on some wildly minuscule portion of food, licking single spoonfuls and slicing things too thin. It's not just young adult literature either. In so many stories, a certain kind of girl is always subsisting. I've run into that word, stopped and underlined it more times than I can count. It's a term implying Spartan survival, never the luxury of living. These girls opt for other luxuries, longing stares, hearing the cadence of their names in whispers, slipping into sample sizes. In the eating disorder memoirs I studied diligently when I started starving myself in 2007, at 12 years old, writers subsisted on cigarettes and specific foods I won't tell you about. I have a file on my computer of all the foods I'm not naming now, a file filled with the pithy lists of starvation diets written by women writers I admire. These were usually offered up in curt trios, holy trinities. These girls thought themselves saints of something, and I nodded and kneeled. They wrote hunger haikus, so I copied them down dutifully, a disciple. I planned to list them here before I realized I don't want to write one of those religious texts, rife with commandments and sublime suffering and hierarchies. Too many people I love have misread a memoir as a manual. I don't want to inspire anyone to restrict their intake, dietary or emotional. I want to give something to sad girls, former ones and almost ones and aspiring ones and current ones and their lovers and their haters that sounds like a symphony or a screamo band or a country song to cry to, cacophonous and guttural and probably trying too hard. I want to drape the living, skinny, sexy, sad girl in hazard lights instead of letting her corpse soak up the spotlight. And I don't want to demonize her even as I try desperately not to glamorize her, because it's really not her fault. She probably just watched the same movies I did.